my friends, Josh Mason here from the Detox Dudes. I've seen a lot of questions come up in the YouTube channel and on Facebook about, why are so many people so fine if there's so much toxicity, right? Totally valid, awesome question. Why are there so many people out there that are living life, drinking beer, watching football, and eating, chicken wings, and they're totally fine? How is it that toxicity could be real if these people are living such a toxic life and they're fine? And I'll tell you why, okay? There is a point in time that a body reaches the body burden point, okay? Most people, even though they're toxic, they're still afloat. They're still able to, their body is still alive and kicking and still fine. And they haven't hit this point yet, okay? There's a doctor, he wrote a book called Never Be Sick Again. I forget his name, he went to MIT, amazing doctor. And he talks about how if there was a spectrum, okay, on one end of the spectrum being life and exuberance, and the other end of the spectrum being death, illness and the symptoms of illness arise way closer to death than they do to life and exuberance, okay? And that's because we are all the way up until that point of symptoms, we are getting little messages here and there, little fatigue, little stomach aches, little messages here and there that we don't listen to, okay? And everything else is too loud. The beer and the parties and the bills, everything is too loud, so we're not listening to that stuff. And eventually what happens is people hit a body burden point. I myself hit it, where I basically went to this state where I was incapacitated, like went from 0 to 60, or rather 60 to 0 in a week, where I was incapacitated, unable to function. And unfortunately, that's how this illness, a lot of illnesses manifest, okay? They are slow, gradual degradations, but the actual intense symptoms, the really intense symptoms, happen sometimes in a flash, okay? So if most of these people that you're watching, living their life, drinking their beer, doing all the toxic stuff, there's a lot of factors involved. Maybe they haven't had as much trauma. Childhood trauma is one way that people carry and prevent trauma prevents the body from releasing toxins, okay? Trauma exacerbates all illness. So if they have had less trauma, they're more likely to be able to live that kind of life, right? And once again, that's not something to be jealous of. Like I've talked in other videos, being the call to action that illness is a beautiful call to action. It's a chance and opportunity for you to change your paradigm, change your way of life, and really transcend your ordinary mental state and become something greater, become your highest self, right? So illness is a blessing. I've talked about this before, but my point is that most of these people haven't hit that body burden point. Some may never in this lifetime, right? And perhaps they'll grow old and of course they'll die younger than they would had they not taken care of their bodies, or had they taken care of their bodies. But that's their path and that's their life. So I understand the concept, I understand the question and how it sort of prevents one from truly diving deep into detox when you see everyone else around you who's totally fine. But just know that you hit your body burden point if you're chronically ill. You hit that point, there's no turning back. You'll never be the person that you were before that. Now it's time for you to change and transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly, to become a different person, transmute the illness, and then give those gifts that you learn along the journey back to humanity. This is how humanity is healing itself. It's very simple, very easy to understand when you think of it that way. In order for someone to heal someone else or help somebody heal, they have to go through illness themselves. So this is how the new flow of life. People are falling ill, they're healing, and then they're helping others, okay? Instead of doctors learning from textbooks, we have people who are learning from real life experience. So it's beautiful what's happening in the world. So like I was saying, take a look around you. Yeah, they may not be super sick, and chances are that they don't really have something deep down inside that you really want anyway, right? So I know I'm going on a huge rant here, but there's one part of us that wants to be jealous and say, wow, I really wish my life could be so simple. But there's a deeper part of you, trust me, that is super grateful for the illness and knows that when you get to the other side of it, you will have more depth and more compassion and more love and more medicine for this earth and this planet than you ever could have had you stayed in the football and beer path. So stay on the path. It's a beautiful ending, my friends. Peace. Peace.